Hello, and welcome to the 30s Comedy Podcast Spooky episode. My name is Clinton Targaryen, first of his name, maybe the last.
Probably the last. Uncle Marcus, your demonic co-host for today.
Ooh, demonic, it fits you.
It does.
It suits you quite well.
I mean, I saw myself before we got started, and it does. The horns frame my face pretty well.
Yeah, I don't know how that, maybe you have a very asymmetrical head.
Okay.
Like they're equal. Like if I stick one horn on this side, it's the same on that. So like if I split your face.
It's probably
Maybe.
the rounded nose.
Oh.
Got rounded nostrils. Nice strong jaw. Anyway, welcome to episode 22 of the show. This is our Halloween episode.
Hello.
This will be up either the day before Halloween or on Halloween. I haven't decided yet, but we are recording before Halloween, but this is our Halloween episode. So yeah, before we get started or get too far into this, so this is the last week of Sober October.
Oh, thank God.
We made it to the end. At day 28, might as well be day 31 at this point.
Yeah. It feels the same.
It feels the same. The hardship is past already. The pros are the best part now instead of the cons. This was a fun experiment.
It was cool. I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
I like to see what it's like to take other things out of my life now, but bring
really?
alcohol back.
Like what?
I don't know, just certain apps.
Oh, I see.
Being on my phone as much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just like the time you're just more aware of the time you're spending now.
Yeah. Because now I'm like, oh, so productive.
Yeah.
Or I'm more about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe before I would have been like, oh, I'll just chill.
Right. I think because for you, a lot of the drinking was in the social setting.
Yeah, social or to anxiety, kill the anxiety.
Yeah, a lot of my drinking was done just at home.
Yeah.
Like I don't go out that often, so the social thing's not really a big deal for me. But drinking at home, I just find I do kind of miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I'm gonna play some games, listen to some podcasts, read some books, and a nice glass of whiskey would be great right now.
Ooh.
And then that just leads to like a lot of whiskey because you're just at home. You're safe. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So not having that. So like I was saying before, the pros are there because for me, it most affected my sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I know what it feels like to get good sleep every day it'll be a month by the time this goes up. It's just way more valuable than having a couple drinks at night.
Yeah. Y'all, sleep is great.
Sleep's amazing. I was just I got my haircut yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
my barber, and the topic came up. I haven't seen him since we started Sober October. So we were talking, and I had mentioned that like, oh yeah, I'm going to have a drink next week because I haven't been drinking all month. And he was like, he's in the same, he's not sober, but he's like reduced how much alcohol he's taken as he's gotten older because of that reason is like, he didn't drink for like a couple months. He just did like a whole like, I'm done. I just don't want to do this anymore. And then he realized that the sleep part of it was just so valuable. And it just translated to like just so many other things, like bettering so many other parts of your life, just productivity or just how you look. Like your skin looks better, how you feel, like not waking up with a hangover is great.
Yeah.
I shouldn't, as obvious as that sounds, like until you experience like being hungover every day, kind of like I was, and you just get used to it. It's like, oh, not being hungover is amazing. And so I think like the behaviors I've learned from this is that like, I obviously want to have a drink. Like
right.
I really want to have a drink. I want to go out to dinner and have a drink. I would love to do what I just said and drink at home, like playing games or watching podcasts, listening to podcasts, whatever. But I think now I know that, just sleep just feels good.
Mm-hmm.
So I can do like, oh yeah, I'm going to go towards that instead of going towards the drink.
Yeah. I think I'm much more conscious of how I can get better sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that'll help me cut it off at a certain point so that I go, oh, if I keep drinking right now, it's going to ruin sleep. I'm going to wake up like 3 times at this point, and Whoop is going to get mad at me.
Yeah.
And I got to stop now.
Yeah, it's just not worth it. And again, not that I went out I didn't socialize. I don't socialize a lot anyway, but it has been kind of nice because it is a holiday season, and so it starts off with this month. This for whatever reason, there's just lots of parties going on. I mean, it's for the holidays, but someone will randomly have like a dinner or something. It's like, oh, it's like a fall. I don't know why, but like this time of year, there's a lot of events going on.
Yeah,
and it's been great being like, no,
yeah.
I'm not going to go. And it's like, oh, well, you don't have to drink. It's fine. It's like, yeah, but I don't want to be around the temptation. It's like, I'm strong enough to not have a drink around you, but I have that excuse to be like, oh, I can't go because I'm sober right now.
Yeah, it was nice. But now I'm like, oh, November, let's hang out.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
Well, you have to be careful not to do like a backslide. And
I don't want to backslide.
Fall back into it again.
And fall back.
Yeah, just like
fall back.
Just like the clocks are gonna fall back because whatever reason that didn't go through. Where I thought we were all collectively on board to end this, shorter.
Yeah,
days.
What's going on, California?
Yeah, and then it just kind of fell apart. Now we're gonna go back to it being dark at 5 o'clock again. It's awful.
You don't want that.
What was I saying? Lost my train of thought.
Sleep.
Yeah.
Sleep. Sober. Ending. You want to drink.
Yeah, Sober October's over in a couple days, so it's been a fun experience. I'd like to take what I've learned from this and just move forward.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So I yesterday, 2 days ago, I saw Black Adam.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Do you want to see it?
Yeah.
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 Why? Ugh.
Did you like it?
It wasn't for me. It was very much like a movie of the early mid 2000s.
Yeah,
I think, which is pretty much what The Rock does anyway. He's like that kind of movie star or that kind of actor. But it just felt very dated.
Right.
Like the plot was really thin, which it's a superhero movie, so it's not going to be a crazy plot anyway. But I don't know. It just felt like it was in 2004.
Ugh.
And that's not a bad thing, I guess, but it was just kind of glaring.
It's
like, oh, this
is like obvious.
It feels like an early superhero movie.
Like so early that we don't know that we could make a superhero movie better.
Yeah, it's like a pre-Avengers world.
Yeah, because now that we have Avengers, it's like you have so many other examples of we could do it and we can make it good.
Like how those older X-Men movies
were
like the first two at least. Like you watch. Remember when like for a long time like those are good movies, and then like Avengers and Marvel started doing their thing, and now they've fallen off. But like when they're in their heyday, it was like it could be so much better. This movie felt like back with like the X-Men movies. Like if it came out around that time, it'd be fine. It was like, we're gonna go watch Black Adam on Saturday and
pre the Dark Knight.
Maybe I don't know when the Dark Knight
pre-Nolan. That was like 2008.
I just do pre-Avengers because I feel like Avengers was the movie where it's like, okay, now
this is what we could do.
Yeah, now you kind of have to. This is kind of the standard now. You can't go back to the. Everyone's wearing like black suits. This is just X-Men, I guess. Everyone's wearing black suits.
Everyone's wearing black. I just keep coming back to X-Men.
It's all gloomy. Everything sucks.
We don't get to do any fun stuff.
I know. Our heroes are all brooding for no reason.
Man, I'm so sad. That's what have these claws.
Yeah, it sucks. Like I have to live forever, and that would suck. But like I heal from everything, and like I'm stronger than everybody else. This is just the fucking worst. Shut up, Wolverine.
Get over it.
Yeah,
heal from that.
It felt like The Rock. He was just very. I don't even remember his name. He's Black Adam, but he has another name too. I don't know, but he was very just like a gloomy goose, and then he'd throw out some random sarcasm jokes. It'd be like Drax, where he's funny but he doesn't get it. That's kind of like how he was joking, and it was meant to be funny, and it just was like this. This is lame. Or, it's dated. It's very dated. And I don't know. It would be good if you watched it.
I'll see. I'll still watch it.
Yeah. It's worth a watch. I wouldn't say don't watch. That's what I talked to my barber about it too. That movie came up, and this brings me into something I can't really see in this mask. So I have my notes right here, but I keep kind of like it's hard to see in this thing. But he asked about the movie because I had mentioned that I went to the movies. I really went to the movies. I wanted some popcorn. I wanted movie theater popcorn. I was craving movie theater popcorn. And the theater next to my house, you can actually go order the popcorn. You don't have to watch a movie. They give you like a bag of popcorn.
It's the best kind too.
Yeah, and it's like a big bag of popcorn that you can take home, right? And I thought like, well, I'm not doing anything today. I could watch a movie. And the only one that was like starting around the time where I wanted to watch the movie and that I could tolerate watching was Black Adam. So that's why I watched it. But my barber I was talking to was saying like, oh, so how was? He kind of winced and he asked, he was like, how was it? I was like, I told him what I told you, like, yeah, it's kind of dated and it's whatever. And he was like, yeah, I don't really like anything that comes out nowadays. He was saying that. And he was kind of saying it like a way that was like not a. Like you felt bad about it, and I was like, "This is what's good about Claudia because like we have that connection, the bartender connection." I was like, "Claudia, yeah, I'm opening his eyes up to a lot of new things." I was like, "Claudio, that's because everything sucks."
Yeah.
It's the reason why you don't like anything on TV right now is because TV is designed around streaming now, and there's so many platforms and there's so many services that they just have to churn out shit all the time, so the quality of the work suffers. So, like, when you're watching movies and TV shows today and you're realizing, like, I don't really like this, it's probably because it's not very good, you know, and it's okay to, like we're in this weird time right now where we, like, celebrate mediocrity. So it's like...
Yeah, that's how I feel with like, all the different sites that will rate these shitty movies.
Well, it's...
Like, we're celebrating ones that are a little better than other ones, but they're all just junk.
It's like everything that's on TV right now, so that you really get kind of collectively excited about, which also leads, like, before I go into that, I'm going to lose my train of thought. It's like, so the Marvel shows that are out right now and like the Game of Thrones show and like a lot of these shows that are really kind of celebrated by like everybody, it's like, it's okay to say these aren't that great.
Yeah.
It's okay to be like, yeah, we're all showing up to watch these every week because that's like the thing to do. But they're not that great. They're kind of mediocre because they just they're made to just keep churning these things out all the time. And yeah, he was like, I think you're right. Like, that's probably what it is. And he was like, should I spend my time on it? I was like, I'm not going to tell you to spend your time. That's up to you. But if there's something else that you seem kind of interested in more than this, like probably watch that. Because, I pulled out my phone a couple times to check my emails during the movie. And then I went right back into it and I was fine with it. So, yeah, I think I'm going to title this episode, Why Do We Celebrate Mediocrity? It's really to nobody's benefit.
Yeah, it helps no one.
No, and
it doesn't help anybody. People making the movie, trying to sell it.
Yeah.
Well, how are you going to sell it?
It's hard for them too, because they, like creators and filmmakers and showrunners, like they have to feed the masses. So they have to kind of work quickly, or I don't want to say dumb things down, but just kind of make it more palatable for everybody. Because there's so much to consume today that like how are you going to stand out from anybody else? Let's throw some dragons in this show and put them on the poster so people turn up. But then you watch the show and you're like, this isn't that great. The story's kind of whack. Characters are stupid. I feel a certain way about the new Game of Thrones show. But I don't want to piss anybody off.
Well, it's the same thing. Like you could see a steady decline. Like I feel like there's a few movies and shows that you could show to Claudio in the barbershop because he has a TV and be like, look at this, and then look at this when it was the downfall.
Yeah.
Like with Game of Thrones, it's easy because there's an episode, like, I mean, from season, maybe before season 6 to 7, whenever...
For me, it was season 4.
Like
I think
season 4.
Told you about it on here. I was like, I noticed it, and I was like, fuck.
And with movies, I feel like I can go back to maybe like when do you think movies started dipping?
I don't know. Maybe when they started making so much money.
Yeah.
You have to kill that opening weekend. Otherwise you're not successful.
Yeah, and because that's still the way that they rate the movies now.
Yeah.
That's still like the wrong thing to do because it has nothing to do with the quality of it. It's just the matter of getting people to come in and spend money.
Rating a movie is hard anyway because there's so many different aspects of a movie that make it good and that factor into if you enjoyed it or not. So like movie could like the plot could be shit, whatever, but it's like I liked, let's say it was an action movie, which those plots are supposed to be shit anyway, but it's like, but I had fun. Like I had a good time seeing stuff blow up, or it was cool seeing like all the hot people in the movie look hotter than me because I'm not going to look like that. There's all these different things in the movie that could make it entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
So when you give it a score, sorry, this thing's giving me a headache. So
I was kind of used to. I'm kind of used to you wearing it though.
Okay, well I'll leave it on then.
Oh, you can take it off.
No, I'll leave it on. I'm a trooper and a team player.
Just like staring at your eyebrows that aren't real.
Oh. But yeah, it's hard to rate a movie because if it's on a scale, like a grading scale, because you can't like, I liked everything about it, but so and so didn't really do it for me, so I'm giving it a C. You're like, what? Like, it's challenging. I get why it's challenging, and like the whole critic system and the way we critique movies and stuff. It's like it's a different experience for everyone that's watching it. So I don't know. That's why like today I don't want to say I'm a hater, but I probably am. But it's just like I don't want to settle for. There's so much to watch and listen to and consume that like you get that one shitty show where it's like, yeah, I'm gonna call it out for being shitty, where I could have watched something else, And it's everyone's so quick to call you a hater nowadays too for that kind of mentality, and it's like, no, this is like the mentality we all should be having, so that the things that they're giving us, start to be elevated, and like take your time on this, I don't know. The climate of entertainment is not my thing.
Yeah, nowadays. And I don't appreciate the whole like, I feel like there's also this fear now when you create movies and TV that once I get this out there, a second later it's going to be made fun of it in some stupid meme.
Yeah.
And I think that would make me self-conscious about everything, which would then make my quality go down because then I'm more concerned about people hating on it. Mm-hmm. Or doing some weird little thing that's going to be more popular than my actual show.
Yeah.
Because they'll, like I saw this one meme that was actually kind of funny for House of Dragons. That was a picture of the hand, and then it shows the queen, and it's the feet.
Oh.
I was like that's pretty funny because the context of the show. But like, man, how would you feel if like you made this like sick show, or you thought it was sick, then they're just like, she's the feet chick.
I think me personally, as long as people are talking about it, I probably wouldn't care. Like if it
I think it would bug you.
If it elicited some kind of response out of somebody, I wouldn't be like, you must get it. It's like, oh, well, they thought that was funny. Cool. They're responding to it in some way. 'Cause that is the thing about making art, is that it's, you create it for a certain reason and then you send it out into the world and it does what it does. So
yeah.
I think me personally, I don't know that I would get that upset. It depends. I haven't created anything other than this that, would be scrutinized, but I can say probably in my current headspace, I don't think I would care that much. I may be like, yeah, that's really funny, but I'm actually this is what I was going for. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's great job on the meme, whatever.
I don't know. I think there's just so much of it that I would start getting mad. I think I would be like, oh, I'm proud that I made something, but then I'd be like, come on, really? At a certain point.
Yeah.
Some of it I'd let it slide.
It also depends who's talking about it. So if you don't really respect the person who's making fun of it, then who cares?
Yeah.
Like, I don't value your taste.
That'd be it too. But that's how I feel about all the people rating stuff now. Even Rotten Tomatoes. Why should I care what you think?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's different for everybody. Yeah. Like it's your experience is your experience and mine is mine. So that's okay. That's perfectly fine. And it's not I don't think that's the mentality people have. They're just like, oh, they didn't like it, so I'm not going to go watch it. It's like, no, go watch it. You might like it. That's why I never tell anyone like don't watch it, because it's like just because I didn't like it, I don't like anything. That you might not like it.
Yeah,
it's great, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird trend that It's been like the last.
It has, yeah, like, it's been a while. I think there are some just really good movies that you could show to someone and be like, we could all speak different languages, and have different tastes, but then we both watch a scene, we're like, okay, that was good.
Yeah, like the movie Hackers. I love the movie Hackers. Did I show you guys Hackers once?
Absolutely.
And you guys are kind of like,
what is this?
Okay. And I was like, it's that that one meme where that guy's like, like that was me with Hackers, and you guys are just like, okay,
yeah.
Like, but I love that movie.
But I mean, like a scene like The Godfather. If I showed you a clip of The Godfather, you would be like, oh. And anybody would do that. The entire world would. Even a kid who has no idea would be like, why is this shot so nice?
Yeah.
They have no idea.
Yeah, there's certain parts.
There's just certain things.
Sorry, I got to give my head a little break here. Yeah, I don't know. That's what's great about movies is they're subjective, and the way Jesus Christ, the way one person feels about it is not the way someone else is going to feel about it. And that's great. Before I forget this, when I was at the movie theater, after the movie, I had to go to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I do this thing where it's usually after a movie, maybe after like a long car ride too. If I have to take a really long pee, I'll use a stall. I won't use the urinals because, let the other guys who are going in and out quickly, they can use that. I went to the bathroom at the theater and I went in to use the stall, and there was somebody in there with the door. Like okay. Right around the corner was a stall. So I walked in and walked right around to that first stall and just pushed the door open. And there was somebody in there using the bathroom without the door closed. And he wasn't taking a shit. He was peeing. So I didn't like slowly open the door. I just walked right into the door and hit him with the door. Like, a relatively good hit with the door. And he like turned and looked at me. And I'm like this close to him. We're like almost about to like kiss each other. We're so close, our faces. And I looked at him and I was just like, we had like a quick eye contact, and I was like, sorry. And I just went out into the next stall. And I thought, like, why wouldn't you close the door? Or close the door. Why wouldn't you lock the door?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in a bathroom stall. And like the look he had on his face was one of like anger, I think.
Yeah, the funniest part is that he's upset at you.
He's probably mad at me. Yeah. Or was like, what? He come in? The door was unlocked.
Yeah, this is your dumbass fault.
If you push a door and it's locked, somebody's in there. Mm-hmm. If you push a door and it moves, it's like, oh, this is safe.
Yeah.
And I just pushed the door right open, and I opened the door and I got in a stall. Have you ever done that?
I am always afraid, no matter where I pee, that I did not lock the stall.
That you did not lock it?
I'm always afraid that I did not lock the stall.
Oh.
Therefore, I double, triple check. And even while I'm peeing, I go.
You turn around.
I'm still going. But
well, I'm asking if you've ever been the guy that opened the door on somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Were they taking a pee or a shit?
Oh, well, both at some time.
Yeah.
Sometime.
At the same time?
Yeah. Oh, occupied. Yeah.
What was the look on their face? Was it one of confusion or like, oh my God? Or was it like me where the guy was pissed? Like, what? This isn't my fault you didn't close the door. It's your fault you didn't close the door. Right? I'm not the...
Yeah. No,
okay.
Yeah.
You seem very great. Like, whatever about like, yeah, it happens. Like, it doesn't happen. That's never happened to me before.
That's never happened to you before?
No, I never opened the door on someone going to the bathroom because I've always been in a situation where they have closed and locked the door.
Or they don't. Or they do take the responsibility, like, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. No.
Not.
Yeah, it didn't give me a scowl.
Why did you hit me?
Yeah, I didn't intentionally hit him with the door.
Yeah.
Although it was a pretty hard hit. It just barreled in there.
Damn. I bet you did.
I did. I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
yeah, those after movie pees are usually pretty substantial.
Long, yeah.
Yeah. It was a 2-hour movie. Mm-hmm. We're drinking water in there. I drink lots of water anyway. I was perfectly hydrated. Yeah. Another update, I guess, is I quit one of my jobs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
Just the time. It's taking up too much time. 2 jobs is too much. It's too much.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah, one full-time. The other one, this was the part-time job, but just too much.
Mm-hmm.
Too much time. Especially now that I'm sober. It's going to change in a few days. Yeah, it's just like I value my time more. It's like I didn't really need the extra income. And yeah. You're like, whatever. You don't give a shit. Yeah. Cool.
Those damn horns.
It's the guy. She was trying to mess with these things the whole time. Man. Oh, what it must be like to be a demon, a real demon. Just in the way of the headphones.
Can't wear hats.
And like, yeah, you can't wear hats. Yeah. I feel like I'm getting hotter in here too. That's just me. Is it a little warm in here? Is that just me? Like, no, you're going to hell. Yeah. Anyway, so last week we had Luke on.
Mm-hmm.
He's gone now.
Yeah, it helped having him be here because that kept me from drinking at Disneyland because we went to Disneyland.
Oh, that's right.
And that was my biggest temptation to drink.
Yeah.
Because all the lines were really long.
Yeah.
So there wasn't really anything else to do.
Right, and also
eat and drink.
When we go to Disneyland, that's such a big part of the.
Yeah.
Like the first stop is always let's get a Brother Thelonious. Brother
Thelonious.
A Brother T. Let's get a Brother T. Oof. And walk around. And there were no Brother T's this time. Only lines.
Yeah, some bullshit.
Yeah, and yeah, well, that was a real challenge. We almost
slipped.
Yeah, we almost slipped. We were like, should we just do it? Like, this is a special occasion.
What's the point?
Like, we're close enough to the end.
Yeah. It's what, day 25?
Yeah. And that, like, today I was talking to you earlier before you got on the podcast about, like, last night I almost had a drink. And I didn't feel bad about it. But I was like, you know what? We're close enough to the end. And like, the behavior is already there. Like, I've already recognized that, you know, the pros are better than the cons. Obviously, the pros are better than the cons. But, like, the pros of not drinking versus the pros of drinking, like obviously the ones of not drinking now I know are way better. So I wasn't really that upset about it. I mostly didn't drink because I was too lazy to go buy anything.
Yeah. Oh,
well, it was like 9:00 anyway, and I was like, I'm probably gonna go to bed in like next couple hours anyway. So like, what's the point of going to try and find a liquor store? I know where they're all at. I'm gonna try and find one. Yeah. I know exactly where they're at.
They know you by name.
Yeah, like, oh, they have the crown ready. Like, okay, so my last apartment, maybe the one before. No, my last apartment. There was not the liquor store that you went to with me. We used to go to, but there was another one that I used to go to that was right next to work, and I would go in there after like every 2 or 3 shifts, and I'd always get Crown Royal because that's my drink. And it started happening to where I came in and it was the same guy that always worked because I think he owned the place, like an older Asian dude. Mm. I'm pretty sure he owned the place. And I would come in and he'd look at me and he'd already go grab it. He for a while he'd go like this when I came in the door, and I was like, yeah. And then it turned into like he saw me come in and he would just go up and grab it and put it on the counter. Because sometimes I'd buy like a jerky or something, like a snack. But he'd just go right away and grab it and put it on the counter. And like, I don't know how I felt kind of like, it was cool because I didn't have to like ask him for it. Yeah. You know, have that forced interaction. But also I was like, God damn it, I'm here so often that he knows exactly what I'm getting and I'm not getting anything else. Because I never was like, oh, not today. Like, yeah, that's it. So yeah, I know exactly where the liquor stores are. Damn. Actually, okay, that happened. It did happen on the apartment before that too. When I lived next to the Center Street, there was another liquor shop right next to that one, the same one I always went to. Mm-hmm. When I lived at that apartment, same thing happened where the guy, he didn't automatically grab it like this dude, but every time I came in and I got to the counter, and that was a busier liquor shop, so there was always a line. But when I got up to the counter, he would be like, he'd do the thing. I'd be like, yeah, I want the crowd.
You're that guy.
Give me that crowd. Damn. It's like, fuck. I mean, it's good. It's good that like these people know me and they respect me.
Yeah, it's nice.
Well, respect. Who knows? They respect me. They know me, and but they know I'd like to drink, and they know my drink of choice.
Yeah, you're a valued customer.
Yes, I'm a valued customer. Thank you.
That's what you are.
Thank you. Yeah. Just hitting home to the fact that I know where the liquor stores are at, and they know me too. Yeah. There's one more thing I wanted to talk about. I fucking forgot. Talked about Disneyland.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, since this is a Halloween episode, I wanted to get into some Halloween topics. We'll see what I wanted to ask you because I had a shitty childhood. I didn't really do a lot of Halloween stuff. So, what was Halloween like for you when you were a kid?
Halloween was pretty big for me because we would dress up. We'd always dress up. I was usually some kind of cartoon character, something.
Yeah.
I was, and my mom would make our costumes for a while. So there was a point where she made a really cool, like she knitted like Ash Ketchum gloves and Ash Ketchum's shirt and like made his hat.
Right. So you have 4 brothers, right?
Yeah.
And you're the oldest.
Yeah.
Okay. And then she would make costumes for all of you guys?
To a certain extent. Like when we were all small enough. Like when my youngest brother was born and he was a baby, we did the Ninja Turtles.
Uh-huh.
So she knitted, like, she made turtle shells that were like backpacks and we were wearing like sweats underneath. And so she like knitted the chest piece together. And that was probably the coolest costume I ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah. She made all those turtle shells.
Uh-huh.
I think that was the peak. I don't know if we really did that afterwards.
Sounds like a lot of work to make 4 turtle shell costumes for little kids.
Yeah.
And you guys would go trick-or-treating?
So we would trick-or-treat around our neighborhood, but then we'd also trunk-or-treat at church.
What is that?
So that's where it's trick-or-treating, but they set up cars to where the trunks are facing you. So that all the cars are set up in a circle. So it's just like a
summoning circle.
A little summon niche circle, which is
at a church.
At a church, yeah.
So churches I thought they don't do Halloween because it's like devil, demon stuff.
I think, well, they like an opportunity to
you want to be involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna like really pass on that.
Okay.
Because if they could get like the community to their place, they'll do it.
Because they want that money.
And want the people to come on Sunday.
Oh.
So give them candy today.
Right.
Come on Sunday.
For any one of these church, how many years did you go to the church thing?
Like, well, they do it every year.
How many years did you go?
Growing up until, I would serve at it when I was older.
I still go.
Last year. I mean, honestly, I have no plans. So I was like, maybe I should go this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going on too. As I'm 30 now, there's not as much stuff to do on Halloween because everybody likes to party before it.
Yeah.
But now I did Sober October. It's like I missed out. There weren't even that many parties, but like I wasn't going to go.
And this year it's on a Monday too. So
yeah, so it's
no
like
one's throwing parties on a Monday. It's all happening this weekend. This is the weekend where all the parties are happening for Halloween. So you guys would go to church and do trunk or treating. Did anybody at the church ever have a controversial costume? Like a devil? Well, that'd be controversial for church.
I don't really think so.
Slutty nurse.
They tend not to dress slutty there.
Okay.
I was also a kid, so I wouldn't have really noticed it.
Okay. You didn't notice sluts yet?
I don't. No, but they didn't dress like that there.
They wouldn't let them in, probably.
It'd probably be like
barred at the gates.
They'd be like, "Well, we accept you, but can you put on these sweats?"
Okay. Like, why are there so many other Ninja Turtles?
They just hand out sweats. They just hand out the turtle packs.
All right, trunk or treating. How was it? Fun?
It was fun. Yeah, it's like a little guaranteed to have candy spot.
A hall.
Yeah. Because what if you go to a house and there's no one there?
Then you go to the next one.
If the cars are all set up to where there is guaranteed candy there, so it's like a guaranteed get candy spot.
Yeah. Did you ever dress up at school?
Yeah. So I remember the first time I ever did it was for kindergarten. And even though ever since then, I do like dressing up. I do like doing silly stuff. But for some reason, I felt really weird about being the Cookie Monster.
Okay.
But I think it was because when I got there, I noticed that everyone else had like different costumes. And I feel like I had like a little kid costume, even though I was in kindergarten. I was a little kid, but I felt like I was like too little kiddish.
Why did your mom choose to put you in a Halloween costume? I'm sorry, a Cookie Monster.
Well, it was Halloween. But Cookie Monster, I don't even know. Maybe
she Sesame Street
I was probably doing some voice because I would do silly voices as a kid too. Yeah. So I was probably doing some Cookie Monster thing.
Do you like Sesame Street?
Yeah.
You guys watch Sesame Street?
I mean, a little bit, yeah.
Okay. That was PBS?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that as a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I liked Barney as a kid. Barney's weird.
Yeah, I didn't watch Barney. That was also PBS?
Yeah. But kindergarten was the big shift for me because the one friend I would play with during recess only wanted to play Power Rangers.
I watched Power Rangers.
And my mom wouldn't let me watch it at first.
Why?
Because she thought it was scary or something. And I said, look.
Christian parents, you guys. Sorry, go ahead.
I said, I have only one friend. And he only wants to play this. I have to watch it.
And then she watched it.
And she let me watch it. And then all my brothers get to watch it. And they all love Power Rangers.
Yeah. I loved Power Rangers when I was a kid.
It's great.
I don't remember if first grade or second grade is the only year I actually remember wearing a costume to school. And it was the Black Ranger.
Mm. So you were Black Ranger?
Well, that's the costume that I got. He wasn't like my go-to Ranger. I didn't really have one. Mm-hmm. I liked all of them. But I don't remember why I was a Black Ranger. But yeah, that was the only time I remember dressing up for
Really? So Halloween. You never did it any other year?
Not for school. I have a really shitty memory of like my childhood. I don't remember a lot of stuff. I think because it was just like the really bad years. But that's the only costume I remember ever wearing for Halloween. There was one year I think I was a ghost one year. Maybe like 5th grade. But I don't remember like going trick-or-treating anywhere or like didn't go to like parties or anything as a kid. Because my dad always had to work.
Oh, so, yeah.
It was,
my dad, he'd have to, because that's like the busiest night for law enforcement.
Yeah, and like just holidays in general, like you always had to work, so we were just usually at home alone. But I never really dressed up. Mm-hmm. And then I think because I never did it as a kid, it never really, like, like now people still dress up as adults and they go to like costume parties and stuff. I'm always like, I'm not dressing it. I'm not going to, like, this is the most costume I've worn in years.
This is a lot for you.
Yeah. And it's not very comfortable. Years. I never dress up for Halloween. I just feel like it's only one day. And like, if you can make it, it's so much work to make it. If you want it to look good or it can look like shit. Or if you buy it, it's expensive. So you're only going to wear it once because you can't wear it again the next year. You can't do the same costume. I mean, you probably can, but just the Ron Swanson and just be a pirate every year.
Yeah.
But people are going to talk about it. But yeah, it was not festive anyway. So the Halloween thing is, it's whatever. Sorry, again, I can't really see my notes with those, but I have a lot of notes on to talk about. All right, so back into Halloween. Let's talk about scary stuff. Ooh. What's one of your biggest fears?
Biggest fears?
Yeah.
Failure.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I hate
Elaborate
failing.
A little bit.
I don't know. I just have the fear that I fail and let someone down.
Oh, what's scary about that?
That you could lose.
That's so bad?
And then you're done.
You're dead?
Forever. Yeah. It's like dying, but not literally.
Yeah, because you can only die once. You can fail plenty of times. Interesting.
I don't know, but I'm okay with bombing. Like if I'm telling jokes and they don't land, I go, oh, it's okay. But like if I fail a test, I go,
yeah. Interesting. Okay,
it's
maybe
slightly different.
Not so. Is there like an object or like something like that? There's like a thing.
Yeah.
Not. Is there anything in that you're scared of?
Like a thing?
Yeah. I guess spiders, snakes.
Not really spiders.
Jews.
Maybe the Jews. No. I don't even get that, Kanye.
Yeah,
so we can't listen to Kanye now?
I don't know. It's
Caesar?
I don't know. Caesar, what do you think?
No, I don't think you can. I think he pushed it too far. He's been saying stuff for 4 years. I think this is the end of the line for Kanye.
I think so.
What do you think about?
I agree.
So I always think like you can separate the art from the artist. So like if say like you play some of, I think now he's done. But like if you played some of his older stuff and it came on, it's like it's still good music.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because like I'd say the first 3 albums, like back in the day, you would put it on and you're like, well, like this is engraved in the culture so much, I can't just let it go.
Yeah.
So I can forgive like letting it slide, especially because now his music is everywhere, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that makes sense, and I understand like people that can't let it go. Like I still would want to listen to the music, and I still feel like it. But then when you do listen to it, it doesn't feel as good.
Yeah.
Knowing the stuff now.
Yeah, because he probably thought this way back then. Too.
It's probably been this way forever.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Just
know.
a crazy fool.
Yeah, it's just. What are you talking about? Oh, I said Jews. Yeah, it's weird. That was a trigger. Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, I do really think like about separating the art from the artist, and like there's some like Jordan Peterson is one where like like now he's like, okay, dude, like
Can I do my Jordan Peterson impression?
Sure.
So people are wanting to get rid of marriage because he's like kind of Canadian, so he's kind of got the here are you doing now, eh? Sort of thing, sort of the cadence to it,
way he
where
talks
he's like, you're going to want to buy a rake and just learn how to use it. You're going to want to use the rake. And he'll like, because I listened to his book on audiobook.
Yeah.
And so he'll take like one idea. He'll be like, you need to repay your elders for what they taught you. And then he'll like do this like big jump into some other random ass topic.
He'll say something pretty profound and you're like,
like, oh, okay.
And then he'll jump in and like, wait a minute, dude.
Yeah. Like, where'd you get this?
Yeah, bring it back in a little bit. Yeah, he's one of those same people, or he's not a racist like Kanye, but or whatever Kanye's saying, but it's like, like, yeah, you've got some interesting things to say, but also like chill.
Yeah.
Easy.
But if you believe in separating the art from the artist, would you watch The Cosby Show?
See, this is the tough part.
Because it's like, just because Kanye has music and it's easier to digest music, like there's other people that have other art that you can't really do that with, right?
The Cosby Show, I probably, if it came on, I wouldn't be like, oh, he's a rapist and turn it off. I'd be like, well, this is still a funny show.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away the fact that was an entertaining show. If you really like want to go and think about like, right after they said cut, he probably raped somebody, if, like into that.
Then it'd be harder to swallow.
Yeah, then it's like,
a lot harder.
I don't know. It's hard. It's kind of hard. Yeah, I don't know. I'd probably still. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Thing.
Like Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
he's got great music.
Yeah, but then he's an alleged pedophile.
Alleged pedophile.
Yeah, that's where I'm like, well, it's still alleged to me.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Kanye's not allegedly talking shit.
Yeah, he really is
talking shit.
He actually is.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a hard thing.
Stop.
It's a hard topic. It's not. I don't think it's black and white either. It's hard to, not to make it racial.
Whoa.
It's hard to like pin it down. It's hard to definitively say one thing or the other. So I don't know. Back to fear.
What are you afraid of?
So it's no secret to you. The first time for Caesar. I'm afraid of space.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Outer space, above us, the stars, all of that. And the thing that made me afraid of space was, I think it was 1996 or 7, maybe it was 5. I'm looking up right now. But it was this movie called Event Horizon. And yes, specifically there was this 1997. Specifically, there's a scene in the movie where this one kid, his name is Justin. He's the son of the ship's doctor or whatever. He gets possessed by a demon. So in the movie, there's like demonic entity on this spaceship, right? And it's fucking with everybody. So there's a scene where he gets possessed by a demon, and he ends up walking out into space without a spacesuit on. He like goes into the double doors and like there's a window in it. They're like, no, Justin, no. And he was like, and he opens the door and he gets pulled out into space and like his skin starts exploding and like ripping open, and just blood coming out. And then there's a guy outside that eventually gets him back inside. But 1997, I was 9 years old and I watched that scene and I was so horrified. It was like, space is scary. You can't go out there. Oof. And that's the thing that scares me about space is that we're not supposed to be out there. Like we can't exist in space. We have to have the suit on. We have to be in the station, whatever. Like we can't be there. So we shouldn't be there. You know, it's like we're not living underwater because we can't breathe underwater. We would die down there.
Right.
Or like the pressure if we went further down into the water. So it's like, it's just terrifying. And there's no sound up there. There's no light. No, there's light in space.
But it takes forever.
Yeah, it travels.
Yeah.
So there's no sound. There's nothing. And you I don't think you actually say like in movies, like you get like a little slit in your suit and you get like sucked out or whatever. I don't think that happens. But it could.
Maybe.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know.
There's just so much unknown out there too. Like I'm not afraid that there could be other entities living in space. And that's cool. There's probably other planets like us out there. But just like you can't be there. You can't exist there without dying. So, you know.
That's true.
Scary. Ugh. And always too, like that movie Gravity. I was so freaked out by that trailer. I can't watch that movie. But you see what's her name? Sandra Bullock, like just spinning around in space and like she can't grab anything, she can't go anywhere, she can't move. She's like screaming, but it's just like you're like, fuck, dude, this is terrifying.
Have you seen The Martian?
The Martian.
Matt Damon?
Oh, he goes to Mars?
Yeah, because that's the depressing shit. Because he's
alone out there too.
Growing potatoes. It's going all good, and then one little gust of just wind on Mars just destroys everything.
There's nothing out there. Too. There's no Rite Aid. Like if you get a cut, and there's no, I can get a Band-Aid. Like there's nothing out there for you. There's nothing out there for you in space. Man. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
And even you go through all the NASA training, like to be out there and shit. It's like, why? Why are we going out here? But perfectly good Earth right here for now until we kill it, and then
that's
whatever.
Why, yeah.
But it's I don't know. It's not a totally irrational fear.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah. I'm not afraid to fail, but I am afraid of the stars because they're fucking terrifying. And also, everything just seems so far away out there, like other planets that take years to get to, and then the scope is just bigger and bigger and bigger. We're such the movie Men in Black, where our galaxy, it was like someone's marbles. The very last scene in the movie, they're playing marbles with the galaxy. It's like, that could be true.
Yeah.
It's just there's so much not known about space that it's terrifying.
Yeah, like all the photos that have been coming back from the telescope.
The NASA will send photos of in 650 billion miles or whatever the metric they use for measurement. It's like, there's this thing happening out there. And you're like, that's fucking scary.
Yeah, that's too much for me.
Yeah, my mind is not broad enough to comprehend like the distance of that or the significance of that in relation to me in the universe. That it's scary. Fear of the unknown is a real thing, and that's probably the biggest thing that scares me about space is that I just don't know. You don't know what's out there, and then you can't exist out there. On your own. You need space suits.
Yeah.
Space station, whatever. There's no air. You can't breathe.
Nowhere.
What's that? Is that a Taylor Swift song?
No, it's older.
Oh.
Wait, how am I supposed to breathe with no air? Is that one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh. That's by like Jordan Sparks or something.
Yeah. Now I'm worried that every song I reference has Kanye in it somehow.
Yeah, it's... I'm not even up to date with what he's been saying. I just know like he gets dropped. He's getting dropped left and right by his label, which good. But
did you hear about how he went try to work out a deal with Skechers and even they were like, get out of here? He showed up to Skechers unannounced after he lost the Adidas deal, and they just kicked him out. They were just like, because it's owned by Jewish people. So
it is. I didn't know that.
Why did you even try, Kanye?
I don't know. He's got to do something. I think he'll be fine. Like, he's not. He doesn't need the deal. He'll be okay. But it's kind of a weird thing too with him that he's getting all this like negativity thrown at him. There's probably a lot of people that think the same way that he does. They're like, okay, now that's our person. Now we can latch onto this guy. But it's kind of scary because you saw that there are those banners in LA off the 405. They were hanging over the freeway.
What the hell is that?
Like anti-Semitic stuff, and you're like, holy shit! Like it took one popular guy to be like, here's how I feel. To where the people who mutually feel the same are like, okay, we got a person now, we got a thing. They're talking about it. Here's our poster we made however long ago that's already ready to go today. They just threw it on the fucking freeway, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, they made that quick.
Yeah, they were ready. They probably already had that.
They already had it.
They were just waiting for the right moment to throw it over the freeways for everyone to see.
And I think that's the biggest problem. It's not just like, hey, Kanye's being crazy and saying crazy things. It's like he's like kind of making it okay for these people to come out and be like, yeah, me too. Yeah. You know? Yeah. And that's where it's like it gets scary with like violence. You know?
Yeah. It's any kind of like someone who holds any kind of status or power. Once you know that like, oh, they're like me, then you kind of feel okay doing whatever you're gonna do. And yeah, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen from this, but I don't know. You think like there's no way that obviously the Holocaust is not going to happen again, but like to think that, yeah, you don't know. It's just like
fear of the unknown.
Yeah, fear of the unknown, just like space. Don't know. Into fear. But it's like today, I don't think it would ever happen, but maybe in like 20 years, who knows? I don't know. No one knows the way the world's going to be in 20 years. And yeah, it's scary. Any other Halloween stuff you want to talk about? We didn't really talk much about Halloween. This is our Halloween episode.
I don't know.
Any other memorable costumes you had besides Turtle?
I've been a lot of my favorite characters. I was Charmeleon one year, the Pokemon.
Do you have any photos of yourself in costumes?
I was Shrek. Yeah, I could find them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have Caesar throw some of those in.
Yeah,
so we can. This cycled out throughout this talk.
We should do like montage of like the funniest, the best costumes you guys have had.
Yeah. I don't,
Marcus. It'll just be like a t-shirt.
It'll be this. It'll be me today. This because I don't have any. I'd have to really look for some photos. And they'd be like old. Because like I said, I don't remember much of my childhood. Yeah. Blocked most of it out.
I was Shrek. So of course, when I was Shrek, I was probably doing the voice too.
Wait, back to the Charmeleon. How did you make a Charmeleon?
Well, that was costume? From the store.
Oh, okay.
That
like a onesie?
The mask, yeah.
Oh, mask.
And the onesie.
Did you have the head?
I had the head, yeah.
The little poker?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you had Shrek?
Shrek. So I was probably doing a Scottish accent the whole time. I was Genie.
Okay.
So I painted my face blue.
Oh, you painted the face?
Yeah, I had, the blue costume, costume thing.
One of the store-bought costumes.
A little bit. Maybe. We probably just did it ourselves.
Okay.
DIY, is that what you call it? DIY.
Yeah,
did it yourself, yeah. DIY'd it.
Okay.
That was it. And I don't know, as I got older, let's see, what other ones have I done? I mean, I did use this wig.
Last year
as Khaleesi.
Uh-huh.
Daenerys.
Did you wear a dress?
But then, I have a toga.
So yes.
So it worked. But then House of Dragons came out, and it's like, boom.
Now you're
back at it.
Rhaenyra?
I could be anyone I want to
Targaryen.
be. I'm just a Targaryen, you know.
They have the same hair.
Yeah, we're all the same. We're all same blood.
Yeah, we're all inbred.
Yeah.
Sharing the same DNA.
Yeah, look at us.
Okay. I don't know if we talked. Do you have a favorite scary movie?
Scary movie. I mean, scariest? What's the scariest movie? What's the scariest movie you think you've ever seen?
Well, it was Event Horizon for me when I was a kid.
Yeah. After that,
because not only that scene with Justin being thrown into space, but like Sam Neill's in it, and at the end where he gets fully possessed by the demon and his eyes are black and he's like trying to kill the girl. And also there was a scene in that movie where they, I don't know, flay is probably the right term, but like in Midsommar when like that guy they do that to a guy in the movie, but it's really, really gross, and that scared me as a kid. The Exorcist didn't really. I have a lot of memories of The Exorcist. It didn't really scare me as a kid. I just have like a really profound memory of it and liking it, which might be unusual for a child. I was probably like 9 the first time I watched it, but I really liked it. Exorcist 3 scared me. There's this very specific scene that I'll show you later. It involves if you've seen Exorcist 3, it's the scene that scares everybody.
Paranormal Activity. Did you watch the first one?
I did. I wasn't really too scared by that one.
Blair Witch.
Not really. No, the found footage ones never really got it for me because I was too into like I know this is fake. Like because I think when I saw Blair Witch, when it first came out, I saw when it came out and they didn't know at first. People were like, "Oh, is this a real movie?" And I think when I watched it, I had known it's been out for a while, and so people were like, "Oh, it's a movie. You're watching it through a camcorder." Mm-hmm. So I wasn't as scared of it. Yeah, probably Event Horizon was the scariest one for me. Is my favorite movie was probably Scream.
Yeah,
was my favorite horror movie, or Halloween.
I like the Halloween movies.
Yeah, I liked Halloween.
I like those. They just seem practical.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the slasher movies. I like the grounded, like they're just a killer who's just killing normal people. Like the supernatural stuff, I enjoy too, but it's not always. I'm always more like, this isn't real.
I like more like the psychological thrillers.
Like what?
Those will scare me. Like Shutter Island.
Oh yeah,
Shutter Island. It's more of a think.
That one's
movie.
I guess the twist from the trailer in that one.
I didn't see the trailer.
Okay, I saw the trailer and I was like, oh, he's crazy. This is all him.
Yeah. I mean, Toy Story was pretty scary.
Was it?
Toy Story 1, yeah.
Yeah.
They were taken from The Shining, though.
Which part?
Inside Sid's house.
Uh-huh.
They did the same colors as inside the hotel.
That pattern?
Yeah.
Oh. It's been a long time since I've seen that scene.
Yeah.
It's just like fishing pole with legs. It's like
the hooker.
Oh,
it's a hooker. Yeah.
It's a hooker. You're right. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
Is that a known thing? Is that the name of the character, Hooker?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Look it up. Yeah, there's the fishing pole with legs.
The ducky.
And then what was the duck? What did he have that was?
He was, I don't know, he was a duck, but he had like a man body.
Okay. I don't remember. The head with
the head, duck head and the arms.
Yeah. The spidery looking body.
That's weird.
The official name was just Legs.
Oh,
legs.
Okay.
Oh, legs.
So the hooker thing was
a hooker.
Okay, that's like the subliminal Disney.
Mm-hmm. Here it is.
That's clever. Hey. Yeah. Yeah. Mine was probably Event Horizon. And then I think we talked about it last time. If you're exposed to that at a younger age, you just start to become more like jaded to it.
Yeah.
But we're getting close to the hour here. A few minutes left.
I got some this or that Halloween stuff if you guys want me to ask them to you.
Sure.
Yeah. Hocus Pocus or Halloween Town?
Halloween Town.
Yeah.
Halloween Town, yeah.
I'd probably say Hocus. If I was younger, Hocus Pocus. Now Halloween Town, because fuck Hocus Pocus. It's just too.
Well, as a kid, that's a cool idea. A whole town that's just Halloween. Yeah.
I think
Hocus Pocus? These three bitches are trying to
just eat kids.
Yeah. I think it's because I wasn't like a Disney Channel kid.
Oh, I love.
I watched it when I got older. I saw Halloween Town when I was a little bit older, and I was like, "This is a kids movie."
Yeah.
Okay, Halloween Town, Hocus Pocus.
Right. Freddy versus Jason versus Michael Myers versus Pinhead. Who wins?
Ooh,
I would say Pinhead might win. Like the Cenobites in general might win that fight. If you haven't seen Hellraiser.
Well, I have.
Yeah. The Cenobites would probably win.
They might win, yeah.
But I like Michael the best out of that group.
Yeah, pure evil.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Favorite Halloween song?
Oh.
There's not that many.
I don't know.
I mean, this is Halloween?
Yeah, probably. If we're going, Nightmare, the one that the kids sing.
Yeah.
Like, Kidnap Mr. Sandy Claus.
Oh, that's a different one.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one.
Let's see. Favorite episode of a TV show based on Halloween?
Ooh, I mean, there's so many Simpsons ones that are really good. Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah.
So many.
I love the Office ones.
Yeah.
If you've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they do the Halloween host.
Oh, they do really good ones too. Yeah, the Halloween heist. Oh,
I don't know.
Those are good episodes.
Probably an Office one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The one there, Jim has the book on his face. It's just book.
Facebook book face.
Yeah.
That one's good. Yeah. That was, one of those. There was one, the Halloween ones. It was like a cold open that they had to cut because Michael kills himself.
I remember watching that when it was on TV, and then I learned from the Office Ladies podcast, and they were like, when they got to that episode, they were like, if you didn't, because I noticed on when I watched it when it used to be on Netflix, it was gone. I was like,
DVDs too.
I remember. I remember Michael hanging himself in one of these episodes. And he was like, it was like real. Like he really hung himself. And then the Office Ladies were like, yeah, we had to cut it because you can't do that. You can't fucking hang yourself on TV. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next one.
And then you already covered most of them. Your worst Halloween costume, worst fear, and then the last one is just holiday season or scary season.
I'd probably just holiday season because of the food. Mm-hmm. I like the food.
Yeah, just more to do.
Yeah, and like I said before, I don't dress up. So.
That was it.
All right, so that's a good place to stop because we're at that time now. Clint, where can they find you?
Should I do the outro music?
Well, we'll do
spooky ones. It's spooky music going on right now. It's happening.
Yeah.
At the _Clinton_show.
You can find me on
spooky
Instagram. I don't think it's that spooky, but it's some mood music. The Uncle _Marcus on Instagram, YouTube, the 30s Podcast, Spotify, Apple Podcast. There will be a new Instagram for our page in a few weeks once we get some stuff settled. Thank you for being here, as always.
Thank you.
See you guys next time.
Goodbye.